I would love one, like passionately. I would love a single macchiato. Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you very much, Lauren. Welcome to CFC Fan TV. We are still on cloud 9 after yesterday's incredible victory over Tottenham. So let's have a chat about the 5 things that we learned from this week's action. Point 1, and the only place to start, is the brilliance of Marcos Alonso. What a man he is. I absolutely love him. Now, he comes under a lot of fire from a lot of people in these comments, so let me know what you think about him. But for me, he's the man. I'm not interested in spending 60 million quid on Sandro. It isn't necessary. We have a brilliant player there. If we're going to strengthen, I think the other side is far more important. I think we need to focus on our right back, but I'm very, very happy with Marcos Alonso. How good was he yesterday to score 2 goals in a victory over Tottenham at Wembley in their first game there is massive, especially when you consider what happened last week. He really did shine, he rose to the occasion, and we should be very, very thankful for him. He has scored 8 goals in 30-odd games, which is an incredible record for a man in his position. And, check this, when he scored, Chelsea have never lost. I give thanks to Marcos Alonso. What a geezer. Number 2. We're going to talk about Bakayoko. How well did he do? Some have suggested that he looked a little bit off the pace. I think that's really harsh. I think he did brilliantly yesterday. To come up against a Tottenham midfield that is so strong, so powerful, so creative as well in Eriksen, and to be thrown in the deep end, your first game in the league is at Wembley in a derby against, you know, first and second in the league competing. He really did do well. And I think that we should be really thankful for him because we were in a bad shape. You know, with Fabregas's sending off and some injuries, it wasn't looking good in that midfield position. He played, I think that's him at about 80%. So if that's him at 80%, imagine what we have to look forward to. A lot of people have been slating the club, slating the board about the transfer of Nemanja Matic. When you see what Bakayoko can do at 80%, Matic feels like a memory really, doesn't he? Point 3. Let's talk about our formation because it was a slightly different look Chelsea side yesterday. It was a sort of 3-5-1-1 and I really liked it, and I think the thing that really did shine, the kind of jewel in the crown of that formation, was David Luiz stepping up into midfield. I thought he looked excellent. He really, really did. He's such a gifted football player. He can play anywhere on the pitch, there's no doubt about that. But I think with Christensen looking so good and so solid at the back, nice garage reference there, but with Christensen looking so solid at the back, allowing David Luiz to step up and play in a 3 in the middle really is a nice luxury to have. And I think there will be times when David Luiz's creativity in that midfield can be utilised. And with Christensen playing at the back, Rudiger alongside, Cahill's going to struggle to get back into that team, I think. But David Luiz pushing on one is a very, very nice look to it. And there's no doubt that he can do a job there. He has such a keen eye for a pass. There's very few players on the pitch that can even see the pass that you want him to pick, let alone execute it the way that he did. And I think that it's been a little bit overlooked. But his contribution to our winner should really be, you know, he deserves as much praise as anyone else in that move. Tottenham, you know, I think Batshuayi went through. Suggestions of a penalty, not for me really. Tottenham were on the break. Sissoko had made a great run down the wing. It looked very threatening. David Luiz read it perfectly, intercepted, released Pedro, who released Alonso, and the rest is history. Number 4 is a stark warning to Chelsea Football Club. It's Wembley Stadium. It was horrible. It really was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had one of the best days of my life yesterday. Beating Tottenham is always, always a wonderful occasion. But football stadiums for me should be glorious, you know, exciting cauldrons, and Wembley is none of those things. It was a very, very flat atmosphere. There were Tottenham fans, you know, were waving the plastic flags around. I'm not having a dig there. I mean, we've had our fair share of that. I think it's like something that the TV companies like to enforce. But when I've been to White Hart Lane over the years, it's been a very, very intimidating, exciting, loud, passionate, partisan atmosphere. And that just wasn't the case yesterday. It was more similar to Chessington World of Adventures than White Hart Lane. And if Chelsea are going to play there next year, I think we really, really do need to learn from what's happening. I can't quite understand where they housed us. They put the Chelsea fans in such a prominent position. You know, we were behind the goal, we had an excellent view of everything. They had empty seats in the upper tier. They could have stuck us up there. And if Chelsea are going to play there next year, and I really hope we don't, because it is no good, but I mean, it is looking likely that that is going to be the case. we really do need to have a think about how we do it. We've got to get people who like to make a racket sitting with each other. We've got to get the away fans up in the gods. And we need to learn from Tottenham's mistakes, because yesterday, from a home fan's perspective, do you know what they were doing at one point? They had a drummer that they were amplifying through the speakers. Like, that's a new low for football, isn't it? Like, that can't happen. The whole point of footballing atmospheres is that they are organic and man-made and this thing that happens naturally, and nobody is responsible for creating it. They played in noise through speakers. Point 5 is another warning. We really do need squad investment. We can't let the brilliant performance yesterday detract from the fact that our squad is threadbare. A few injuries, a few suspensions, and it really was looking desperate. At one point, we had one fit midfielder. We're the champions and we're in the Champions League. That can't continue. The board really do need to look at it. We need some investment, and we need it fast. Yes, we have a manager who is the best in the world and is a master of getting performances out of players in different positions and making average players look incredible. Yes, he can do that, but we shouldn't be reliant on it. We need to go out this week and make a difference, because the title defence is on. Go on, you Blues.